Hello everybody, welcome to your Fire Vinyasa flow. As the name suggests, we will be creating a bit of heat in the body with this practice, working mainly through the core, doing some twisting and some pranayama. I do not recommend practicing with a full belly for this one. We'll be engaging through our Manipura chakra as well, so working with themes of self-confidence and self-power throughout the practice. If you like to use blocks, then please grab them, but they're not necessary. And in other news, I have launched my website, flowwithsisko.com, where you can now book live classes and view this whole video library, stay up to date with blog posts and any other info on Flow with Sisko. I'm still accepting donations for the Australian Conservation Foundation, and you can find links to both of those things in the YouTube banner. I hope you have a great class. Today's class will start at the back of the mat in child's pose. So opening the knees out wide, walking the hands out in front, really stretching the arms forward, and then slowly lowering the forehead down to the mat. We'll begin here by taking 3 deep breaths, connecting into the present moment. Inhaling in through the nose and back out through the nose, allowing the day that has been or the day to come to be set aside for the next 40 minutes or so. You might like to activate your Ujjayi breath, which is a slight constriction at the back of the throat, making the sound of the ocean with each inhale and exhale. I'd like to offer a shared sankalpa for this class today. And that sankalpa is an intention that we will each say to ourselves, I am strong, I am powerful, and I'm exactly where I need to be right now. With that, we'll walk our hands out to the right-hand side. Lower the forehead down between the arms again. And feel this stretch through the left side body. Take a breath here. And perhaps walk the left fingertips forward a little bit further. And then we use our exhale to walk back through center and take the hands out to the left. Breathing deeply into the right side body. Let's come back through center and move into all fours. Hands are below the shoulders, the knees are below the hips. With our inhale breath, we'll lift the gaze, lift the tailbone, and lower the belly towards the mat, inhaling. And then exhale, dome through the back, pressing through the hands. We look through to the navel. Inhaling, belly lowers, gaze lifts. Exhale, looking through to the navel. We'll move through our cat-cow 2 more times, uniting our movement with breath. I'm starting to feel this nice opening through the front and the back body. And then coming to a neutral spine, we'll bring the weight into the left hand and the right knee, extending the right fingertips in front and the left foot behind. Inhale to find length and lift through the belly. Exhale to dome through the spine, elbow to knee. Inhale, we extend long. Gaze can look out towards the fingertips. And then exhale to really press the mat away with the left hand. One more time, drawing the belly up towards the spine with your inhale. And we'll exhale, doming through the back. One more extension. And then exhale to lower the right hand. We'll keep the left leg extended behind and open the chest and the hips out to the left-hand side, finding a modified side plank. Left fingertips extend past the crown and the foot rises, inhaling to create a long line from the left fingertips to the left toes. And then exhaling, draw the knee to the elbow. We inhale to find length once more. And then exhale, really activating through the abdominals. One more like that. Inhale to extend. And exhale, contract. Inhaling to find length. Gaze looks down at the right hand. Left hand to the left hip. And we'll gently step the left foot forward beside the right hand. Coming into a low lunge. Hips and shoulders square to the front of the mat. Coming up onto our fingertips, we'll broaden through the collarbones, inhaling, length through the spine. Exhale, folding over the left leg. Toes drop back towards the face. Half split. Stay for a breath, inhaling to extend through the spine. And exhaling to soften, feeling this beautiful stretch down the back of the left leg. We use our inhale to come onto the sole of the left foot again and swing the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Vinyasa. Feel the opening through the front of the right hip. Exhale, hands through heart center. And then inhale to lift through the hips. We'll exhale to cross the right elbow over the left knee, finding a twist. Drawing the hands towards the heart and the heart towards the hands. Grounding into the left foot, we'll tuck the right toes and lift the right knee up. Once you've found your foundation here and feeling steady with your balance, stacking the shoulders on top of the hips, staying in our twist. Left fingertips reach back and the right fingertips reach forward. We'll inhale to sweep the left fingertips up through center, finding our crescent lunge. And then exhale to lower the right heel down, taking warrior two to the right side of the mat. Gaze looks over the middle finger. We inhale to flip the front palm, sweeping the fingertips up to the ceiling, reversing our warrior. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Right fingertips reach past the crown for extended angle. Move through that one more time, inhaling to find length. Left fingertips reach tall. And exhaling, left elbow, left knee. We'll inhale to extend the left fingertips tall. And then cartwheel the hands, coming back down to frame the front foot. Step the left foot back. We'll lower the knees. Lowering the belly and the chest down to the mat with an exhale breath. And then inhale, press into the hands, finding baby cobra. Exhale, lift the hips. And we'll take it back to our all fours. Coming through the other side. Weights in the right hand and the left knee. Left hand rises. And the right foot rises with an inhale breath. Exhale, looking down, elbow to knee. Inhale, find that length. Drawing the belly up towards the spine. Moving with your own breath. We'll extend it out one more time with our inhale. And then the left hand comes down to the mat, right foot stays back, and we open the chest out towards the right hand side. Right fingertips reach past the crown, taking our modified side plank. Extend the right foot high. With an inhale breath, find length. And then exhale, right elbow, right knee, crunching it out. Couple more like that. Inhale for length. And exhale, elbow to knee. Let's take one more. Inhale, gaze looks down at the left hand. Right hand comes to the right hip for support. And we'll step the right foot forward beside the left hand. Broaden through the collarbones, squaring the hips, and finding that beautiful stretch through the left hip flexor. Inhale, breath to elongate the spine. And then exhale, rolling over the right heel, extending the right knee, finding our half split. Inhaling, spine is long, gentle tuck of the chin. Exhale to soften into the pose. Right foot comes back down to the mat. We inhale to sweep the fingers high, Vinyasa. And then exhale, hands to heart center. With your inhale, lift out of the hips, elongate the spine. And then exhale, crossing the elbow to the right hand side this time. Drawing the heart towards the hands, finding our twist. And then as you're ready to tuck the left toes and lift the knee, find your balance here. And then we lift the chest up over the hips, staying in our twist. Right fingertips reach back, left fingertips reach forward. With your next inhale, sweep the right fingertips up through center, finding your crescent lunge. Opening through the left hip flexor. And then we'll lower with our exhale, coming into warrior two. Left foot is back, right foot is forward, bending into the right knee. Gaze looks over the right middle finger. We'll inhale to flip the palm. Reverse our warrior. Left hand can come to the left leg, and the right fingertips are reaching tall. Let's exhale, right elbow, right knee. Left fingertips reach past the crown. Inhaling, sweeping the right fingertips high, opening through the side body. Legs are strong. We exhale to our side angle pose. And then one more time, sweeping it high. And then framing the front foot with both hands, stepping the right foot forward. Now your option is to lower the knees like we did before, or stay in one long line, coming down through chaturanga with an exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. And then exhale, lifting the hips up for our first downward facing dog. Taking whatever movements that you need in this shape. Maybe alternating, bending through the knees. Lifting the hips nice and high. See if you can feel the extension of the spine. Reaching up towards the ceiling. And then we'll look forward and walk the feet all the way to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Inhale here, halfway lift. And then exhale to fold over the legs. You might keep a little bend in the knees, allowing the head to hang heavy. Connecting with the breath. We'll inhale to halfway lift. Hands can be at the shins or on the mat in front is fine. And then we'll exhale to bend through the right knee. Right hand comes below the face. Our inhale sweeps the left fingertips tall to the ceiling, finding a nice twist and opening deeply through the back of the left leg. If it feels okay for the neck, you might lift the gaze up towards the left fingers. And then use your exhale to come back down. We'll inhale to halfway lift, equalizing through the back of the legs. And then exhale, bend through the left leg this time. Left hand places down in the middle of the mat. And the right fingertips sweep high with your inhale breath. Finding this deep stretch through the back of the right leg. And exhale to lower the fingertips back down to the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend in the knees, grounding through the feet. We inhale to rise to stand. And then taking a hold of the right wrist with the left hand, we'll lean towards the left side, lifting up and out of the hips. Stay for a breath. Grounding through the right foot. And bringing it back to center, swapping the grip of the hands. And then leaning the fingertips over to the right hand side this time, really extending out and up. Ground down through the left foot, lean out slightly with the hips to the left, opening through the whole side body. Inhale to come back to center, and exhale to lower the hands down to the heart. We'll close the eyes down in Tadasana for just a couple breaths, taking this time to notice the effects of this movement on the body. Maybe the heart's beating a little bit more quickly. Feeling this prana start to circulate. We'll repeat now our intention for this class. I am strong, I am powerful, and I am exactly where I need to be right now. We'll blink the eyes open, move through a couple rounds of Surya Namaskar to really work through warming up the body. Inhale, sweep the hands up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, folding forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, stepping it back. High plank with an option to lower the knees. We exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend, broaden through the collarbones. And then exhale, lifting with the hips, downward facing dog. One breath here. Releasing it completely. Look forward, stepping to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. We'll keep flowing, exhaling, coming back down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, stepping it back. Moving through our chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Stepping it forward, perhaps with the opposite foot. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Uniting your movement with breath. Folding down one more time. Halfway lift, inhale. Stepping it back, exhale. Final one. We'll lower our chaturanga. Open the chest, inhale. And then exhale to lift the hips. Pausing in our downward dog for just an extra moment this round. Checking in with the hands, spreading through the fingers. Really activating through the belly. So we're engaging, lifting the core up as high as we can, supporting the back and that length in the spine. We'll inhale to lift the heels, then exhale to lower both heels down to the left-hand side. Stay for a breath here, Feel this beautiful stretch up the right side body. You might tent onto the right fingertips and sneak the fingertips forward a little bit, making whatever movements you need to feel into this shape. And then use our inhale to come back to center. Exhale, both heels to the right hand side. And the same goes, just to make sure that you're being explorative of the shape, getting the best out of this stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower the heels down. See if you can feel any more length and space through the back body, through the sides, and even through the front. And then we'll look forward. We'll step or maybe float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale to fold. Bend in the knees, lowering the hips as we reach the fingertips high, coming into our Utkatasana, chair pose. Find your breath here. Broadening through the chest, fingertips reach tall. See if you can lower the seat a little bit. Tucking the tail just slightly so we're not bowing out in the lower back. We'll stay for one more breath. You can do this. Inhaling to find that length and that action through the arms. And then exhale, extend through the knees, lowering into a forward fold. Deep breath here. Feel that heat created in the body. And then we'll inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step it back to a high plank. Now the option here is to come into our modified side plank as we did earlier, or bringing the left hand to the center of the mat and rolling onto the outer blade edge of the left foot. Stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders. Right fingertips can reach up towards the ceiling. Lifting the hips nice and high. Making sure that you're finding a sense of calm in this uncomfortable, challenging pose. Can you settle the breath? Soften the face. And just stay. One more breath. Inhale. And then exhale. Right hand comes down to the mat. Coming back through center. We'll come straight onto the other side. So the right hand is in the center of the mat. Again, taking whatever modifications that you need. Opening onto the blade of the right foot. And then extending your left fingertips out from the shoulder. Coming back to the breath. Back to that easy, steady motion. Lift the hips up a little bit higher. Really press through the right hand. One more inhale. Feeling strong here. And then exhale. Lowering the left hand down to the mat. Well done. Setting yourself up into a high plank. Again, option to lower the knees. We'll move through a flow. Finding our back bend. And then lifting the hips back to downward facing dog. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. And we'll begin to flow again, taking the weight into the left foot. The right foot rises up overhead. Inhaling, three-legged dog. Exhaling, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, rise the right foot back overhead. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale to rise. And then exhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. Grounding the foundation. Inhale to lift up to our crescent lunge. Fingertips extend long, lifting out of the waistline. And then exhale, hands come behind fingertips point back to the left heel, and the chest leans forward slightly, arrowhead pose. Moving between the two, we inhale, crescent lunge. Maybe finding a little back bend. And then exhale, arrowhead, taking a little bit more weight into the right foot. One more time, inhaling, crescent lunge. And then for our third round, we'll exhale and we'll float the left foot up behind us, finding our warrior three. So we're strong through the standing leg, wrapping the baby toe edge of the left foot down towards the mat. Drawing the belly into the spine, extending through the crown of the head. Fingertips can reach past the crown if you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit further today. We'll stay for one more breath. Lifting out of the standing leg, you are strong, you have got this. And then exhale, folding forward, hands come to the mat. Left foot stays lifted for half split. You might widen the stance of the hands to find balance. Then engage through the left glute. Really lift the left foot high. Crown of the head comes down towards the mat. One more breath. And exhale, lowering the left foot down beside the right. Really nice, guys. Inhale, halfway lift, evening out through the backs of the legs. And exhale, folding it down. Inhale, bending the knees, lowering the hips, fingertips rise, Utkatasana. Exhale, settle the hips down. We inhale to find that length through the arms. And then exhale, hands through heart center. Extend the spine. Exhale, left elbow over the right knee. Finding our twisted chair. Drawing the heart towards the hands, really pressing into the hands. Checking in that the left knee isn't creeping too far forward past the right. And reconnecting with the breath. Maybe sinking the hips a little bit lower. Then we'll look down at the feet, coming onto the balls of the feet, lowering the hips all the way down. So we're in sort of a toe stand position here. And we're going to do a little bit of Bakasana, crow playtime. So if you're working on regular crow, I'll guide you through that. We've been doing a lot of side body work, so I'm also going to guide side crow, and you can try and play with whichever option feels nice for you today. So moving into the center of the mat, so that there's a nice soft place in front of you. We'll start with regular crow first, so spreading the fingertips, bringing them out in front, about shoulder width apart. And then taking a gentle bend in the elbows, we'll bring the toe, come onto the balls of the feet, bring the knees to the back of the arms on the triceps. It can be helpful if you're just starting out and you want to play with creating the height with the hips to actually stand on a block, or perhaps placing the block or something similar height in front of you, which can help act as a bit of a balance for your head. So playing with any addition of props to help you out is great. And then slowly starting to tip the weight forward, gripping through the fingertips. You might lift one foot and then the other, coming into your balance. And if you'd like to play with our side crow variation, then coming into the shape that we lowered from our chair. Hands are shoulder width apart as they were before, and really creating that contact with the left elbow and the right knee. Leaning into the shape, and this might be as far as you go, but just playing with starting to bring the weight over the arms, and then lifting through the legs. We'll take another moment of play, and then as you're ready, to meet me at the front of the mat in a forward fold. Connecting with the breath and simply allowing whatever the result, the outcome, or the expectation of those shapes, just to simply slide off the back. Knowing with absolute certainty that you are exactly where you need to be right now. We'll halfway lift with an inhale breath. Hands come to the mat, stepping it back, high plank. Prepare with your inhale, and then exhale to lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or baby cobra with your inhale breath. And then exhale, lifting the hips to downward facing dog. Take a couple of rounds of breath here. Allowing yourself to release through the mouth if that feels nice. And settling and preparing for the other side. We'll bring the weight to the right foot, rise the left foot up overhead with our inhale. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Rise it up, inhale. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. One last time, rise it up. And then exhale, lowering the left foot down, setting up the foundation. We inhale to rise, crescent lunge. Settle the hips. And with your next exhale breath, sweep the fingertips back towards the right heel. Chest shifts forward, arrowhead. Inhale, fingertips rise, maybe taking that back bend. Leaning forward even more with your exhale. Preparing for this third, final movement, bringing all the weight into the left foot. We float the right foot behind us. Virabhadrasana 3. Finding that length from the crown of the head all the way down to the right heel. That action through the standing leg. Can you activate through the belly, engaging to lift the belly towards the spine? Stay with your breath. Challenge, if you would like to accept it, is to extend the fingertips past the crown of the head. One more inhale here. Exhale, fold. Hands come to the mat. Right foot rises tall, standing splits. Stick with your breath. Strong through the left standing leg, engaging through the right glutes. One more inhale, reaches the right foot up high, and then the exhale lowers the foot down beside the left. Halfway lift, inhale. Feel the back of the legs equalizing. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the fingertips on the mat, bend through the knees and lower the hips. Coming into our chair pose. Feel the back body strong as it broadens through the chest. And then use your exhale to lower the hands through heart center. Elongate through the spine, inhale. Exhale, right elbow, left knee, twist. Staying in our twist for just a couple breaths. Really twisting from the navel, opening the chest towards the left. Stick to your breath. Checking with the right knee. Mine always finds a way to creep forward. And then we'll look down at the feet. Lower the hips all the way down into our little toe stand. And your option here is to come through whichever variation of crow. If you'd like to try side crow on the left, we'll keep the right elbow on the left knee, where we've just come down from our prayer twist, and then extend the fingertips down towards the mat, really opening through the fingertips, finding that connection with the right elbow, creating that space down the right side body. And then just start to play, making that shelf for the hips, lifting one foot, and then perhaps the other. Trying to be a little bit lighthearted with whatever the result or the outcome. Doesn't really matter. Just trying something new. And then as you're ready to move forward, we will come into our forward fold at the top of the mat. Allow the head to hang heavy, back of the neck long. Really connecting into your breath. We'll inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, stepping both feet back to a high plank. One last flow, exhaling to lower. Inhale, broadens through the chest, active through the legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll come onto the balls of the feet, stacking the shoulders up over the hands. Bend through the knees and hover. Drawing the hands back towards the feet, really engaging through the core. Staying for just a couple breaths. Feel that activation switch on right away. And then exhaling to lower both knees down at the same time. And we'll roll over the ankles, coming into a cross leg. I'm going to guide you through a pranayamic practice called Kapalabhati breath. So this is called the skull shining breath. And it's really great for really creating quite a clear and elevated state within the mind. But it's also great for digestion and moving some fire around in the belly. So if you haven't done it before, bringing the hand to the belly is really helpful just to feel into the movement. Basically, we'll start by inhaling and ballooning the belly. So with our inhale, we open through the belly, and then exhale, contract the belly. And that's a little bit opposite to how a lot of people are used to breathing. So really starting with that. And you might keep your hand here for the duration of the practice, as we'll start to quickly snap with our exhale breath. We'll expel the air quite quickly, so I'll do a demonstration. It's exhaling through the nose forcefully and snapping the belly in towards the spine. If you feel comfortable with the movement, bring the hands to the knees, and we'll begin. Feeling that lifting sensation with every single exhalation. Not to worry about the inhale, because it will happen naturally. Just forcefully exhaling. Exhale, 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 exhale. Finding a speed that works for your body. And if you feel comfortable, closing down the eyes, feeling the energy lifting, lifting, lifting through the body. So we're finding this lifted sensation. Stick with it, couple more breaths. If you'd like to really power through this pose, you might rise the hands up overhead for the last few rounds. Feeling that fire start to burn in the belly. And then exhale. And now we inhale all the way to the third eye, bringing the attention up towards the forehead. Holding the inhalation to the top. Sitting with the inhale breath. Eyes are closed. And then softly, gently exhaling, lowering the arms if they're lifted. Breathing normally now. Just take a couple moments to feel whatever sensations come up for you with that practice. We'll blink the eyes open and extend the legs out in front for our Paschimottanasana. Inhale, fingertips rise, active through the legs, toes draw back towards the face. Exhale, fold. Take a hold of the feet or the shins, keeping the length through the spine. Take this opportunity to close down the eyes and really feel this pulsation of the breath. Feel the energizing properties of your inhale and the soothing properties of the exhale. Staying here for a couple more rounds of breath. Maybe finding a little bend in the knees if it allows you to keep the spine a little bit longer. Really nice. We'll slowly come back up to seated. Then bring the hands behind the hips. And just shuffle the hips forward a little bit so we're closer to the front of the mat. Hands come behind the thighs. Moving into Navasana, boat pose. So the goal here is to keep a really straight spine, no matter which modification you take, ensuring the spine stays really long. Inhale. And then perhaps lifting the feet up so that the shins are parallel to the mat. Option to stay here or extend the fingertips out towards the toes, keeping that length in the spine. And then you might like to play with extending one knee and then the other. I won't do it today, but we'll move through our high boat, staying in an inhale, and then exhale, extending through the legs, lowering down to the lower back, staying active through the fingers. Inhale to rise, exhale to lower. Couple more rounds like that. You can do this. Final bit of core work. Inhale to rise, long spine, maybe finding a little smile. We'll exhale to lower, staying down in our low boat now. Active through the legs, scooping out the belly, holding it here. Remember to breathe. One last inhale breath, and then exhale to lower everything down. Allow the body to feel completely supported by the mat. Feeling that beautiful sensation of fire in the belly. Let's draw the heels in towards the glutes. With an inhale, curve the tailbone under and lift the hips up, finding our bridge pose. Opening through the front body now, where we've worked so hard today. Keeping the knees tracking directly out from the hips. Really pressing through the feet, engaging through the glutes, through the hamstrings. And we'll exhale to lower all the way back down. Move through another back bend now. So if you'd like to stay in bridge pose, maybe finding another modification with the arms, or move through wheel, the option is yours. Listening to your body. We'll set up the same way. So pressing through the feet, lifting the tailbone, lifting the hips high. Those staying in bridge might choose to take more of a restorative shape, supporting the hips with the hands, or perhaps interlacing the hands behind the back, coming onto the shoulders. And then my bridge people will bring the hands up over the shoulders, fingertips point towards the body. Take a breath to prepare, elbows stay drawing in towards the midline. And we'll inhale to lift the chest. Breathing nice and steadily, whichever shape that you're in. Coming down whenever you're ready. Really lifting up through the hips. Opening through the whole front body. And then as you're ready to come all the way back down, taking your time, and we'll just stay in stillness together for a couple rounds of breath. Really notice the effects that the back bend has on your body. Perhaps the heart rate is accelerated a little bit. This heart opening practice can be really energizing. So it's nice to let that energy absorb into the other parts of the body through stillness. Just for a couple of breaths. And then we'll extend the arms out from the shoulders. And just lower both knees down to the left, taking a little twist, releasing through the lower back. Maybe bringing the knees over to the right. You can choose if you want to move from side to side, maybe massaging a little bit more through the lower back, or just pausing on one side and then the other, finding what feels really good, giving one final rinse out to our beautiful abdominals that have worked very hard today. Settling the breath. And the eyes can be closed at this point. Taking any final movements that you might need to really round out the practice for yourself. Perhaps hugging the knees into the chest. Taking happy baby. Whatever it is that your body's calling for. Before we extend the legs out nice and wide for our Shavasana pose. Allow the arms to spread out beside the body, and the palms can face up. Take a few deep breaths here. Start to scan the body for any places that you can release and relax just a little bit more. We've worked through the whole body, and now it's time to completely surrender to this stillness.